Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us here at the First Alert Desk on Atlanta News First Plus. This is your 11 a.m. Coverage as we continue to take you through some of the major developing stories here in Atlanta. I know if you were with us just moments ago, about half an hour ago, Atlanta police spoke on a recent arson arrest in connection to an investigation tied to the future Atlanta Public Safety Training Center site. All of that information for you if you missed it, including those remarks and that news conference in full, is available on our website, atlantanewsfirst.com. But it is 11 o'clock, so I did just want to take you through what will be soon a groundbreaking ceremony, including several high-profile officials, including Atlanta's own Mayor Andre Dickens, Atlanta City Council Jason Winston, as well as so many others, including developers of this project, to unveil what will be a social and commercial hub in the neighborhood of Peoplestown. Now, this is called Terminal South. It is what you imagine it to be, going to be a development that brings in businesses and retail and community members and most of all consumers to the neighborhood of Peoplestown, specifically along Ridge Avenue in Peoplestown. Terminal South is located just steps away from the Atlanta Beltline, just to put that into perspective for you, and will be the final stop on the city's first ever rapid transit MARTA line. Now, the project, as you'll hear from officials speaking just moments from now, will feature adaptive reuse warehouse structures and a 45,000 square foot space, not just 45,625 square foot space to be exact, which will include a collection of restaurants at the planned food hall known as Switchman Hall. So a lot of development constantly happening here in the city of Atlanta, and this just the latest of it. City officials will be joining just to express their words and their involvement and rooting for the success of this project. But that groundbreaking really solidifying the beginning of what will be a bustling space. Taking a look at it and reading about Terminal South, it almost reminds you of another very well-known commercial use area if you are closer to the Midtown Atlanta community. But this, just to take you through some of the details of this project while we wait for this news conference to begin, and we will get you a live visual of the groundbreaking as soon as our team is able to power up and get you that a look at Terminal South. But in the meantime, you are taking a look at the site plan just off of their website and what will be this massive immersive space for large-scale retail and business use. Over 250 jobs are expected to come to this neighborhood just for the project. Tenants, mixed use businesses, small businesses also will call this place their home. And leasing efforts, by the way, are already underway just ahead of this groundbreaking. So a lot of movement happening pretty much at the same time for what will be really a space for Peoplestown to gather, to get together, whether you are a consumer, whether you are a small business, a larger business, in this 45,000 square foot space along Ridge Avenue. So if you are just joining us, we are waiting moments from now to hear from City of Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens, Atlanta City Councilman Jason Winston, developers of Terminal South, and representatives from the Atlanta Beltline, from MARTA, from the Peoplestown community. A lot of hands going into this project to make it happen, and this groundbreaking really just the beginning of what will be really a landmark in Peoplestown, and something that hopefully will attract others to this neighborhood, bringing not only an economic boost, but also providing a space for commercial and social use. And I did just want to mention our reporter said that this groundbreaking ceremony, the remarks for the groundbreaking ceremony, expected to begin at 11:10 a.m. So in 4 minutes, hopefully we can take you out live to Terminal South, or the site, I should say, of what will be Terminal South. A really exciting project, as you can see, taking you through their website here. The site plans for this massive undertaking, this project, almost resembling Ponce City Market. If you are familiar with that area, this is going to be an immersive commercial use space, office space, social space, both for retail, for businesses, for consumers just looking to spend their weekend or spend their time in this area. Again, a massive multi-use retail space. Right off of the steps of the Beltline, near Marta's Rapid Line, and again, just undertaking for so many city officials and developers to make this happen, to bring this space to the neighborhood of Peoplestown. I want to just walk you through some of the website here. As you can see, this showing you a little bit of how this space will be divided up, with retail, office space, Switchman Hall being a real staple for developers in terms of attracting people to this area, and a leasing space for, again, offices, for homes, for really whatever you might lease a space like this for, mainly businesses, as I'd expect. But the convenience of this place in a location like Peoplestown, not only do you have the MARTA, not only do you have the Atlanta Beltline that will essentially funnel people into this location and create access, easy access to it. But you're also talking about a 45,625 square foot space of multi-use possibility. So not only are you able to utilize this space as a business, but you are also able to access it as a consumer. So a lot of different people will be hopefully either gaining jobs from this, or have a new space that they can hang out and enjoy their time. But again, we are waiting just moments from now to hear from Mayor Andre Dickens, from Atlanta City Councilman Jason Winston, and developers of Terminal South, along with MARTA and Atlanta Beltline representatives. Again, they'll be speaking, delivering remarks, sharing their own excitement for Terminal South just ahead of what we expect to be a groundbreaking ceremony, a very exciting beginning to a project that will hopefully not only bring jobs, hundreds of jobs to this area, but will also provide an economic boost and an added space, a social space in the neighborhood of Peoplestown. Again, this is along the 1100 block of Ridge Avenue. This is just a massive space that will offer mixed use commercial, social, retail, office space, what have you, in almost a similar fashion to other massive projects that we've seen here in the city of Atlanta. Ponce City Market is quite an impressive comparison to what the hopes of Terminal South here are. But again, we did get notice from our team on the ground that new groundbreaking ceremony, the remarks portion of that groundbreaking ceremony, will kick off in a few minutes. That 11:10 start time, that is what we were told. Again, any moment now we will take you out live to the Peoplestown neighborhood, where we hopefully will hear from Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens.
And it is a privilege to introduce to you guys today Melissa Arndt. She is the executive director of real estate for Stafford, and she is the developer of this project. This is her baby and her vision. So, Melissa? Hi. Thank you so much, Megan, and thank you for putting this event on in such a short amount of time. We appreciate all your hard work. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Peoplestown. I know that it is likely the first time for a lot of you in this neighborhood. Peoplestown is a historic Black neighborhood that has an incredible history of social activism. It has a very active and organized legacy resident community, and this community has been in a state of flux almost constantly since the 1960s. They've had an expressway come through, they've had Model Cities effort, they had an expressway widened, they've had a baseball stadium and an Olympic stadium. And the negative impacts of those developments are not lost on me as a developer or as a long-time 25-plus year resident of Southeast Atlanta, because Peoplestown residents are my neighbors. I live less than 2 miles from this site, and it's incredibly important to me and to Stafford that we not create something that's another development that is an agent of displacement in this neighborhood. We are here to build something that serves the neighborhood as a whole and builds a brighter future for Peoplestown. So today we're breaking ground in this loading dock of an empty warehouse next to an active rail line that we hope doesn't have a train come through as we're speaking right now. But by the end of this year, that warehouse is going to be home to 18 restaurants and 12 retail stores. And this loading dock is going to be a shady oasis with a playground and seating and people and children and families enjoying themselves here. And by 2025, that cul-de-sac out there is going to be where downtown meets the Beltline in an 11-minute ride on MARTA's bus rapid transit line. There's my MARTA people in there. MARTA people representing. This is an exciting place. Eventually, we are going to be within 15-minute walking distance of 9,000 multifamily units. This neighborhood is changing quickly, and we are thrilled to be a part of it. We are so excited to be bringing a collection of like-minded business owners who also want to integrate within this community and be a part of its future. And I want to personally thank, because so many of our restaurant owners are here today, and I want to personally thank you guys for believing in this vision and signing up to be a part of it, because I think it's going to be something really incredible. I also want to thank our Terminal South team, who are also here today, just for getting us to this point, because it's been a long 2 years. I want to introduce the rest of the people standing up here with our hot pink shovels. This is Melissa Riesenberg. She's one of our joint venture owners. Councilman Jason Winston. This is Miss Clemmy Jenkins. She is a lifelong resident of Peoplestown, a community activist, and she also serves as as Terminal South community liaison. And this is Jay Johnson. So Jay is the co-founder of an incredible nonprofit that he runs in the neighborhood, Dream Builders, and he's also a lifelong resident and community leader. And of course, he needs no introduction, Mayor Andre Dickens.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hold my hot pink shovel for me for a second. Well, Melissa, thank you. Thank you for those remarks, and thank you for what you and your team are doing here at Terminal South. I'm excited to be here in Peoplestown in Southeast Atlanta. It's a great day in Atlanta when we are putting shovels to dirt to be able to break ground on a fabulous new concept, to have all of you out here today to celebrate this with us as we are moving Atlanta forward with this new development that's right here, as you mentioned, along the Beltline. And Jason and I, Councilman Winston and I, were just talking about that development that we broke ground on, which is mixed income property development right there along the Beltline with a bunch of units of housing that's mixed income, some affordable, and some market rate that we broke ground on early last year, and to see it already up, and we should be seeing tenants soon. So a lot is happening around here, and we are on the move. It's good to see a lot of our community residents here, community long-term residents and leadership that is here. I see Suzanne Mitchell and so many others. So thank you all for what you're doing. This is, you know, they told me 250 jobs will be here. That's significant, y'all, as we try to make sure that people can live, work, and play in this city. We know this is going to be a food hall where people are going to enjoy themselves, but to have these great amount of jobs right here. So live, work, and play in the same community is outstanding. And also to make sure that there's a lot of minority participation in that. Currently, the vendors that's going to be there are around 65% minority, which is 95% minority, 65% black. 95% minority, 65% black. This is what I get for trying not to look at my notes. Yeah, so this is also, of course, as we mentioned, being along, you mentioned this along MARTA and the bus rapid transit that we have coming. So all things are coming together at the same time, being able to have some preservation, as this is an adaptive reuse of 2 warehouse structures, making sure that also, I understand you guys are going to be contributing to scholarships as a part of this too as well, right? Creating a scholarship. That's right. All the tenants are going to contribute to a scholarship that they create, and the landlord is going to match it. We can give a round of applause for scholarships for our young people. That's outstanding. So all I wanted to say was I just thank you all for your commitment to our city, to Southeast Atlanta, to Peoplestown. I'm committed to Peoplestown and all throughout Atlanta. We have a wonderful leader here in District 1 with Jason Winston and all that he's doing to bring the community together and also make opportunities like this happen. So welcome, welcome, welcome everybody to Terminal South. Well, first we just stand and kind of look cute. Yeah. I'll show y'all how it's done. I do this about every 2 days or so. All right. Now we'll put a little dirt on our shovel. We'll just kind of throw it over. So who's going to call us out?